introduce you to a man whose lips are puckered like a butthole. This is, first and foremost, and what I need you to know about him. Forget his race, forget everything, forget his politics, it doesn't matter. He is a man. As in eeny weeny, teeny weeny, little, shriveled little. He is a small human being. Now, no disrespect to the short kings out there. I have friends who are short kings. But, so none of this applies to you. This man is a okay? This dude is 5 foot. Not sitting down. Like, this is a 5 man. Let me just give you a little pick-a-dilly here. Well, this doesn't even, he's with 2 other men. So this is like central. These are like, this is like what you'd find in Lord of the Rings if you went into a mountain and there are people mining for jewels. You'd expect these dudes. But that requires hard work, and these guys aren't about that life. This is a better example of like Mehdi Hasan. First of all, look at the physique. Holy shit. Who's your physical trainer? Destiny? Like, this is uninspiring. But like, this strikes me as a normal-sized human being. And like, this is just this. But here's his asset. He has a British accent. And so he talks like he's from Harry Potter land. And I am very fancy now because I'm talking with an accent. It's so ridiculous. The shit that accents, you get away with, it's just insane. So his name is Mehdi Hasan. He is Indian. He is a short man. Hold on. Short man. Yeah, they had to censor this. They called it a short man, but everyone knows what. Don't want no short man. Teeny weeny, ittle bitty. No, she doesn't. I'm not a short man, girl. Don't want no short man. Yeah, you hug that pole, and I get the metaphor. Don't. What? Wait. This man is clearly gay. Like, you don't want this man for other reasons. Don't want no short man. Don't want no short man. Teeny weeny, shriveled little short man. Don't want. I mean, where are the days where we used to have songs about just men having short? We need those days to come back. This dude is a far leftist. He is a former jihadist, Islamic, what do they call it? What's that thing? What's that bad word for Muslims? No, it's like Islamist. He was an Islamist. That's what it was. There's horrible footage of him saying like stupid shit, Quranic stuff. The guy was like full on. I don't even know. I mean, he looks. Let me just address that. Like, I've never heard anyone say this because it's like sort of obvious. It's like addressing that the sky is blue, but like I don't like the way I don't like his I don't like goals. I don't like his I don't like he's a man is my point to you. Now, when you are that, there's a need for you to garner support and present a narrative that I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not the size of I am something more than that. Disregard that I am literally the size of shit and the same. Disregard that. I want you to notice me and I want you to value me. Well, here's a British accent. Ooh, fucking amazing. It's fascinating, Mehdi. And he says things, he virtue signals, he's against the killing of children, which is super swell. Great job, Mehdi. He runs cover for Hamas, he's paid by Qatar, he's a terrorist supporting cunt. But you have to understand the true terror, the horror of how simple humans are. So the chest beating, there will be a lot of noises. You're about to hear a lot of noises. Forget all of it. At its core, what we're listening to is a man trying to chest beat and say, me good, me valuable, respect me, like me. And so it's not just him. He can't quite say that. He does say that. He's not saying that. He's extending it to like people like me and therefore like me. So he'll say this about Muslims. This is why he's up the ass crack of Zohran Mamdani or whatever that guy's name is. And I love how people think that the mayor of New York is some watershed moment where it's like things will start changing. Nothing will change. There'll be some like co-op grocery store in Manhattan that the guy will try to wheel out and it will fail miserably. And it's like, you people are fucking losers. Okay. So it's just dumb. Anyway, this man wants you to like Muslims. I want you to like Muslims. I need you to like brown people. And so he is trying to gloat and advocate for people. Now he's from India. You could think he's Pakistani. He's not, but he loves anybody Muslim. So anyone even within a concentric circle of, it's like, I'm on their side because I'm a 5 little and I want you to want to suck my dick. Nobody does, dude. Nobody wants this. Holy fuck. But okay, whatever. So this is Pakistanis in England. This is Palestinians. This is Turkish people. This is a Saudi Arabian. He's on your side and he's going to play that card. And by the way, the inverse of this is he fucking hates white people and he will be racist to white people. He will call you a racist. He will diminish your identity. He will just try to undermine you at every corner because he knows that if he saw us in real life, we would give and take his milk money and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why is there an Indian with a British accent at my school in Los Angeles? It's just retarded. So he is having a beef with Matt Walsh, who is a white Christian American. The way Christianity is unstoppable. Dude, I got to do a video. Joe Rogan is now becoming a Christian. It's the most retarded thing in the fucking universe. And I'm about to do a little atheism. The new atheism. We've already had the new atheist movement. We've had the new atheist movement. You're about to get nude. It's going to be a triple new atheist movement up your asshole. Okay, so the whole thing of, oh my God, it's so cringe to be an atheist now. You people are, I'm about to circle back on you dumb motherfucking animals and wreck your sphincter. There will be prolapsed anus. Why am I so anally centric right now? It's so gay. So unbridledly gay. Now, this dude has his stupid little channel and he's got his no tie, like, it's relaxed casual. It's, this is like a Cenk Uygur move to like not put the tie on. I'm like, I'm one of you, bro. Hey, fellow teenagers. It's just retarded. Anyway, he is here to say, I'm more American than you. First of all, he became naturalized. He, gained his citizenship like yesterday. And he's a British Indian. And I'm not saying Indians shouldn't be American. I'm not saying British people shouldn't be American. I'm a dual citizen. I'm saying people should not be American. Straight up. I'm willing to give a pass to a woman, provided she's hot. But like anything else? No. Straight up no. But Devin, that's heightist. Yes. Yes, it is.
We need to talk about Matt Walsh. And if you're asking Matt who, then I'm truly envious of you.
Okay, so this is in response to a video that Matt Walsh did, which was funny, where he's calling out Mehdi Hasan. I think it originated, the straw that broke Matt Walsh's back was this dude said, if we can have church bells ringing in America, we should also be able to have the morning call to prayer in America, which is this Muslim cult-like, ancient, obnoxious third world sound that emanates from, I don't even know how they make it. And anyway, it's just like part of the Muslim world. And he's like, America should be an Islamic country and celebrate Islamic traditions. And, a Christian like Matt is calling him out and like, no, actually, America isn't like that and never was Muslim and shouldn't be Muslim. And, it's one of those things of like, you have religious freedom and we abide by it and we agree with it in theory, but like in practice, it's like, do we really, like, we were just talking about Protestants can, practice and Mormons can be goofy and we can have Lutherans and Methodists and, even the Jews. That's fine. That's what was meant by the, religious freedom. It wasn't like, oh, the Satanists can do their thing and the Scientologists and the Muslims. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Now, look, in moderation, everything's fine. But the Muslims are not a moderate people and they tend to multiply and shit gets banane. It's very troubling that banane is part of my speaking vocabulary. But like, if you get to 2%, you in trouble. If you get to 5%, leave. If you get 10, 50, it's like, I don't know where you live, but this is not news if you live anywhere where and when you know. Okay, so he is about to defend the idea, and this is all stemming from the fact that this is man, eeny, weeny, teeny, weeny. Short dick man. Dude. And these muscles, again, another obvious gay dude. Like, what the fuck, women? So little short men and this absolute sniveling cunt of a Brit, and they're here to try to like boost up their aura because they're just kind of like these dudes. Okay, but give me the chest beating. Give me the we good. We Muslims, we are Americans. Okay, this is going to be fun.
Normally, I wouldn't waste time responding to basically an internet troll, but Matt is so emblematic of everything that is wrong with the modern MAGA right. Faux outrage, self-victimization, verbal abuse, a walking, talking Dunning-Kruger. Now,
I'm actually just interested in seeing this graphic. The peak of stupidity is Matt Walsh. So he's going in, and these are shots fired, but this is his response to Matt's video, which was, again, well thought out, and you know, a lot of what Matt does is pretty based. So the Valley of Despair, Slope of Enlightenment, who's naming this? Plateau of Sustainability, You Know Nothing, Competence Guru. Okay, so he thinks he is everything. He's highly confident, but he knows nothing. I mean, that's clearly not who Matt Walsh is, but okay.
Now, Matt Walsh, who says he's a conservative Christian, is upset with me for being a Muslim and for being an immigrant.
Okay, so framing and lies are a powerful tool. I've said this before, but it's like breathing. It's really as easy as breathing to lie, and the effects of it are pretty powerful. So why is that a lie? Because he's not upset at you because you're an immigrant or because you're Muslim. He's not. And that's a straw man. And it's so this is just pure weakness. If we were to ask Matt Walsh, Matt, is this your position? You're upset at Mehdi Hasan because he's Muslim and because he's an immigrant? He would say no. He would say, obviously not. That's why you can't produce a timestamp of me saying anything like that. So this is him lying and distorting the view of his opponent into some simplified, facile version of a non-point because it's not a true thing. It's a lie. And he's saying this so that his audience is like, oh, well, I mean, then he's wrong because, you know, we are immigrants and we're Muslim or whatever. It's like, well, that's bigotry. So let me start by saying my opponent is a bigot. Oh, sweet. I already won the argument, even though it's false. This is, you know, it's just dumb and false.
Above all else, for being an American, that he cannot stand.
No, he's, I think, objecting to the idea that, well, first of all, he has major problems with you based on the quotes you have said where you called non-Muslims animals. And, you know, you were doing some real Islamist shit back then. So you're kind of a psychopath. Nowadays, you're just a far left lunatic and you're, you know, your head is up the ass of Hamas. So, you know, you're vile for like many reasons. It's not just that is the worst thing about you, but, you know, outside of that, he was saying you are not American, and to be Islamic, to be Muslim is not an American thing. And, you know, this point has been argued in Germany and other places, Sweden, England, Scotland. But in Germany, it's like, is Islam at home in Germany? I mean, traditionally, no. Historically, no. Rationally, no. But famously, the leader of Germany, that bitch, what was her name? Merkel, she was like, Islam is home in Deutschland. She's literally, that's one of her talking points. You're welcome here. You're home here. Now, ironically, if you want to get nuanced, it's like in Germany, the Turks who have been here for generations, ever since, you know, World War II, where they had a lack of men and they needed working men. And so the Turks came in and seized the opportunity and it became northern Istanbul. The Turks have been here for generations and are very much German. I mean, they're not white German, they're not German, but they're Turkish German and they have their own thing. And they like their life here. They are not super cool with the new breed of Muslims coming in. So these immigrant Muslims with their old ways and their, you know, some come with violence, not all. Are they sending their best? I'm not sure. But the Turkish Muslims are not in kumbaya lockstep with the new waves of Muslims from Afghanistan, Syria, etc., Iraq. So, I mean, that's a little bit more of a nuanced thing. But this dude is more like we Muslim, we brown, we Indian, we whatever, we the ragtag group of rebels, you the imperial white, fucked up Christian straight males. Like that's sort of his cause right here.
So he did an entire 13-minute video calling...
That's a funny thumbnail, straight up funny. And I laughed at it and I posted it on Twitter. Muslims did nothing for America. Failed MSNBC anchor Mehdi Hasan wants you to believe, right? And it's him dressed as like a founding father, which is like not even far removed from how he dresses now, which is kind of amusing. But like, it's so Hamilton. It's so like race swappy, brown washing American history. It's just insane. But okay, Muslims did nothing. So now the battle lines are my group are the Muslims, your group are the Christians. And we're going to have this fight over whose dick is bigger on the issue of who created America, who did something for America. Was it white Christian men or was it brown size of Indian Muslim men? Who do you think? Are you going to wait for Uncle Devon with his big history degree from UCLA? Do you want me to explain this to you? Or have you figured it out? Well, I guess Mehdi's going to talk to us. I'm 30 seconds into this video. Okay, he's going to try to describe why it's actually his people that are the founders of America. Oh.
Me a spiteful, lying, self-entitled brat on top of his tweet in which he called me an ungrateful little bitch.
You are little for sure. So I don't know why, like, and you're a bitch for sure. And you're ungrateful. Yes. You don't love America. You hate America. You're a far leftist.
Just as Jesus would have said. Now, before...
Okay, so now he's trying to mock Christianity, basically, and say, you are not acting like Jesus, as in you can't insult somebody. I don't know if Jesus was that much of a pussy. Like, Jesus was kind of fucked up, wasn't he? Didn't he, like, kill a guy? Who killed the guy who made fun of him because he was bald? And, like, sicked a bunch of bears on people. Was that Jesus? I feel like it was. But, like, Jesus was about... He's kind of hardcore. I don't know. I just don't... Well, first of all, I don't believe in Jesus or anything to do with any of this shit, but even the character of Jesus, I don't know if he was this much of a limp-dick bitch. Like, I don't know. But okay, so you're not Jesus. Well, Matt's not claiming to be Jesus, and I think it's okay to insult somebody.
Before we get into the substance of Matt's claims, if we can even call it that, before we get into what
Before we can get into the substance of Matt's claims, if we can even call it that, I mean, it's got this, like, F-tier wannabe Chris Hitchens thing, because to the American ear, we hear a British accent, and we're like, oh, this is Cambridge, this is Oxford. I mean, this is the guy who, I think, while talking to Dawkins, this is hysterical, I gotta pull this up.
Before we get into what I said about Muslims and the founding of America, a little bit of background on who Matt Walsh is.
Okay, so now this is a smear job. So now, to underscore the point that this is a dick measuring contest of, like, who is more macho, who has more aura, who is better, not just me, the identity of me is better than you. My lineage, my people, my culture, okay, my history is superior to you, not just me. Okay, so this is what he's going for, and this is why it's a rallying cry. This is not a personal vendetta between two men. This is, I'm going to grift on and profit on appealing to an audience that will identify with me and my side. So any Muslim within earshot will take this as a personal boost of ego and say, we are better than them. And in the microcosm that I'm breaking down, that I am better than him, what I'm really saying is we are better than them. So, okay, let's smear Matt Walsh and let's dive through history to find things that this dude said that was terrible. Go ahead.
Shock jock podcaster, former radio DJ, and now basically that Daily Wire.
Wait, shock jock? Matt Walsh, shock jock is Howard Stern. Matt Walsh is like Ned Flanders.
A guy who isn't Ben Shapiro. He's also the guy who hasn't got the greatest of political judgment. He went all in on Ron DeSantis in the GOP primary.
What a weak gotcha is this shit. Okay, so yes, he was supporting DeSantis until it was not, the guy didn't even run. Or he was not going to become president, whatever, and so he went to Trump because it was politically the thing to do for people in his position, and it made no sense to support a loser.
and then had to come crawling back to Trump when DeSantis got destroyed, as some of us predicted he would.
So this guy predicted, what was your prediction on the election? So in other words, let's look into this flex. I mean, look at this guy. Does he not look like a guy from Star Wars? Not It's a Trap, dude. It's a trap. But he looks like, I feel like he's the other guy. So watch this. It's a Trap. It's a Trap Star Wars. Yes, yes. Yes, it is him. Not him. This looks like Rabia Chowdhury.
Be with her.
It's that on. Now, can you not unsee it? Look at this. And be honest with me. If you don't think this, then let me know in the chat. You might not be aware, I'm flipping in between tabs here. I'm doing it fast, but like, this is Star Wars, this is Mehdi Hasan. Something to do with eyes, nature of it, and just the of the whole thing. It's just like, what in the actual fuck? All right, go ahead.
Matt is also the guy who said COVID wasn't a big deal.
Okay. It's so sad. Like, just the whole idea of like, you supported DeSantis. And okay, back to that. Mehdi, you supported Bernie Sanders. He lost. Okay. So if you're accusing him of, you supported a political candidate who lost. Okay, well, you supported multiple political candidates who all lost. So how is your dick bigger than his? It's not, Mehdi. Oh my God. And like, I predicted that DeSantis would lose. Oh, good. Kudos for you, Mehdi. We all want to suck your dick now. Just a curious fun fact, Mehdi. Did you ever make a prediction that didn't come true? Oh, you didn't mention it here, did you? You didn't. Right. Okay. Well, whatever. The regular flu killed 1,000 times more people in just the US last year. If you aren't panicked about the flu, if you didn't get the flu shot, especially, it's totally irrational to panic over this virus. Only 3 cases in the US, no deaths. Okay. Well, obviously this was taken at a time before there was millions of deaths. So this was, you know, in retrospect, not the smartest tweet, but with new information comes new tweets and new thoughts. So yeah, he's parroting what Trump said, which is like, there's only 3 cases in the US. And it's like, actually, it's worse than the flu and it's killing people.
Quote, it's totally irrational.
But again, what is the relevance of this? This has nothing to do with, are Muslims part of American history? Nothing at all. So it's just him trying to like, hiya, fuck you, white man. Oh, Matt Walsh, you said a thing that wasn't so smart once. Wee. Okay, Mehdi, and should we cut back to your speech where you call non-Muslims animals? And
panic over this virus. He later admitted he got it wrong.
He did something wrong. Matt Walsh did something wrong. Tra la 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 la. Well, Mehdi, you're and you look like and this is Kenny G. I have this queued up for something later. Just chill out. I do want some short dickness though. Then I'm not. Oh my God. She don't want that shit. Is he gonna pull a backflip? That's a flex.
But here's my favorite. Matt was so bothered by a black woman playing Ariel in the Little Mermaid movie.
As we all should be.
That he actually said this.
From a scientific perspective.
Matt did a great video on this, and this is one part of a great video where he talks about the context of why that sort of DEI casting is obnoxious and an assault to white identity and to stripping white people of their own culture. Like, he talks about the white European origin of that story. He talks about the fact that Ariel, the Little Mermaid, has red hair. And this is the point where he talks about the skin color. Like, this is a joke. He is entertaining the idea that a mermaid underwater would have lighter skin. Watch.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean.
There are no words to describe how.
So he cuts that out. You know, that whole video is like 20-minute video where he's talking about the reason why you have every right to be offended that this is happening. And if we started whitewashing people that this dude would care about, like, I don't know, the Arabian Nights, if we did a white live action remake of Aladdin, which is a Muslim production, those are Muslims over there. And if we cast a white person, a blonde-haired white person as Aladdin, he would be like, what the fuck? This doesn't help me and my and my people. We are not being celebrated here. So I don't like that there's been a race swap. Okay?
How dumb you have to be to try and make scientific arguments about the skin color of mermaids.
Oh, skin color of mermaids. How damn would you have to be to not be in alignment with science and the scientific consensus? Mehdi Hasan. Mermaids are not even real. Well, the story of the Little Mermaid is real. We're aware that mermaids aren't real. The legend, the folklore, the tale of that mermaid is very much real and holds significance in our culture. And therefore, how it is portrayed and who we cast to play that role does matter. So thank you for acknowledging that mermaids aren't real. Neither are dwarves, neither are any elfish creature. I mean, this is not a point. Okay, the story is real, and the impact of that story is real upon our culture and society. But talking about what were we saying? Scientific what? It's not even scientifically rational. What were you saying?
To try and make scientific arguments about the skin color of mermaids.
Oh, good God. Who would ever dare to contradict science? Well, Mehdi, this is you talking to Richard Dawkins.
In your book, you cite
who is a scientist. You were slightly less grey. You were still and but this is you talking with a British accent to another British man, Richard Dawkins.
Lots of evidence for the bad things religion's done. What I wonder is, if you were being fair, wouldn't you have also included some of the good things that religion's done?
Good things. Religion has... hold on. What are the good things religion has done? Religion has increased the... Religion has taught young children how to be sodomized? That's not a good thing. I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask.
My passion is for scientific truth. I don't much care about what's good and evil, actually. I care about what's true.
Yeah, and these people don't. look at that blank look on his face. Look at the statue of the guy behind him is like ironically brown because it was made with something, a dark stone, whatever. But it's of a white man, and this is not that. Is that Nick Fuentes? Okay, go ahead.
Do you actually believe in your Muslim faith? Do you believe that Muhammad split the moon in two? Do you believe...
Oh, God! Did you see the flinch? Did you see him flinch? Watch again. Watch. He knows that he has to answer this question, and he's being called out for do you actually believe in the stupid shit in your religion? And he's like, oh, fuck, I have to say yes here, don't I? Oh, shit. Look at this. I'm talking to a professor, and he has an accent just like mine.
Believe in your
Watch this.
Muslim faith. Do you
Watch the
believe
flinch.
that Muhammad
right here
split the moon in two?
There
Do
was.
you believe that Muhammad flew to heaven on a winged horse, for example?
Yeah, did he split the moon in two? And did he fly to heaven on a winged horse?
I pay you the compliment of assuming that you don't.
No, I do. I believe.
Oh, well, then I pay you the insult of now knowing that you are a scientifically illiterate moron who is just I don't even know why I'm talking to you at this point. Dawkins says, look, I don't care about what's good or evil. I care about what's true. So a good and evil conversation is obviously highly subjective, and it's not even my field of can I learn to talk? And it's not even my field of expertise, but what is true matters. And he's like, no, it doesn't. Okay, like any religious person would say, what matters is that I like the taste of the steak in my mouth. Okay, nothing supersedes that. Nothing trumps that. So I don't know if you got the reference. It's in the Matrix where he goes, I wish that I could be eating a steak. I want to go back to the Matrix. Fuck the real world. Fuck truth. Okay? This is the opposite of the red pill. It's the blue pill. That's what all these religious people are sucking down their gullet, and they're pretending. They have the audacity to pretend that the blue pill, that the fake steak, that the I get to live forever, and there's a sky daddy, that is actually true. No, do not try to talk to a guy who has been de-plugged from the Matrix. Okay, we have been brought to the Nebuchadnezzar. What's the name of that ship? I don't know. We are healing, and we are being nursed, and we're eating slop. Okay, we are on a starship, and it's just we see the world for the grim reality that it is. Do not lie to us. At least have the decency and the integrity to say, look, I'm lying to myself. Let me delude myself. Okay, just like, I know it's a lie, but like, wink, wink, let me have it. Because life is hard. Okay, do that. At least I'd honor you more. But don't try to say, no, this is the truth. No, it's not. Jesus.
You believe that?
Yes.
You believe that Muhammad went to heaven on a winged horse?
Yes, I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I believe in revelation.
The miracle of flying horses? What? Okay, well, now it's time for me to play. Goodbye, horses. Nothing to do with anything. Silence of the Lambs. I mean, it's strictly because of the word horse.
I mean, the point here is that let's assume I'm wrong, Richard. I'm wrong. Let's assume I'm wrong.
You're being laughed at Oxford University. Let's assume I'm wrong. Goodbye. So this is a dude who believes in flying horses, and he's trying to get off that topic. He's like, look, I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I believe in anything. I believe in anything. Okay, flying horses? Shit. Please. That's like not a stretch for a religious person to believe in a flying horse.
I'm wrong. I'm happy to concede that, Richard. I'm happy to concede it. I'm wrong. All religions are wrong. God does not exist. We're all mad.
Correct.
The issue is we exist.
What? We exist? So does cancer. So? That was your point? Okay. Good point, Mehdi. But so that's the guy who is criticizing Matt Walsh for making a joke about the skin color of a mermaid?
To try and make scientific arguments about the skin color of mermaids.
I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I do believe in flying horses, yes. So, but to debate and to make a humorous observation about the skin color of a mermaid? Oh no. Oh my God, that's not even scientific.
Which are fictional fucking characters, Matt.
Oh my God, and you know who else is a fictional character? Muhammad. No, he was real. Damn it, Islam is all real because Muhammad was real. He was a real pedophile and a real child rapist warlord. Yahweh? No, who's your God? Allah. How can I forget Allah? Allahu Akbar. That's a fictional fucking character, Mehdi. Oh my God. So, fictional characters matter to people in life, turns out. So, Luke Skywalker and the people in Star Wars and Han Solo and Indiana Jones, and these people hold significance to human beings. We are aware they're fictional, okay? It doesn't fucking matter. All right, we can still talk about it in a humorous way. You can say, how does the midichlorian count in Anakin make any sense when it wasn't mentioned in the, original? Like, we can talk about that, and for you to come in, of all people, a religious lunatic to come in and be like, hey, what you're saying isn't real. It's like, we're aware that mermaids aren't real. You're not aware that your God isn't real. Okay, so don't fucking come at me with that line of reasoning, you dipshit.
This is the guy who millions on the right turn to for intellectual guidance, historical analysis, and thought leadership. Then
yes,
you wonder why this country is so screwed right now.
The sky is falling, and only gonna save us from the frickin' from some Christian dad in Nashville. Matt Walsh just wreaking havoc on our planet.
By the way, just quickly, consistency isn't really his thing either. In May of this year, he said identifying as a girl dad is...
But you guys, talk about twisting the knife on Matt Walsh. He once referenced girl dad as cringe, but then in another pic, he said he was a girl dad.
For cringe and corny. In 2020, though, he said...
Well, let me read that tweet. I'm not a girl dad or boy dad, I'm just a dad. Okay, that's his thing.
As a girl dad is super cringe and corny. In 2020, though, he said, being a girl dad is a great blessing.
Okay, so he's flip-flopped on the girl dad phrase. Okay, unless he's joking here. Unless this is a self-referential joke that he is like, okay, fine, I'm a girl dad. Let's grant that Matt Walsh is fishing with his daughter and he has flip-flopped on the girl dad issue. Mehdi, how many centimeters do you think this added to your... Do you think I'm supposed to mock Matt Walsh for this, or think less of him, or be like, Matt Walsh's point about Muslims playing no part in American history is now invalid, because he once didn't like the phrase girl dad, and now he does? Is this seriously the Oppo research you did on Matt Walsh, and we're supposed to think less of the... It's just like, God, why?
He constantly complains about political violence and death threats when they're aimed at him, but he's happy to dish it out to the people he doesn't like. He's called for the mayor of Chicago, a black man, to be executed.
Conservative podcaster calls for Chicago mayor to be executed for not kowtowing. That's how you spell that? I kind of want it to be a cow with a C. To Trump's takeover. I'm guessing this is a misquote or whatever, but again, we're just in the middle of like a lying smear campaign against Matt Walsh. So like, if you were to research any of these things, and you obviously find it to be false or exaggerated or taken out of context. Okay, so what was the issue with Brandon Johnson, and why was he going to be responsible for treason? I mean, treason comes with capital punishment as a possible outcome. So what was Brandon Johnson doing? But forget all that. It's just, he's a terrible person. Fuck Matt Walsh, and by extension, fuck white men, fuck white Christian men, because Mehdi Hasan is a Muslim man.
He's called for Jimmy Kimmel, a comedian, to be arrested.
Okay. A comedian? So wait, comedians can't be arrested? Okay.
Said this too.
But it is in fact true that you have to make people hurt. And I'm sorry, but holding signs and yelling loudly will not make anyone hurt.
You have to make people hurt.
I mean, it's quite obvious that these are taken out of context. Cutting to a 3-second clip of Matt Walsh, guaranteed that if you watch or listen to the 5 minutes before and after that quote, it'll be obvious he's not talking about physical violence. So like, you have to make people hurt. Make them hurt at the voting booth, making them hurt in their wallet. You have to make it count. Protests don't do enough. You have to have an actual impact. The guy does not promote violence. So he's trying to paint him in just any bad brush he can find. And it gets even worse. Watch.
Now, what's really bothering him about me is that
Mehdi doesn't call for violence. He supports terrorist groups. And he, is an advocate for their side of things. So he is like morally crazily suspect, but he's better. So ladies, I know he looks like a from Star Wars, and he, is a weak, but come on, he's not against violence. The white man is. The white man's for violence. Yeah, he is lying. This dude is lying about Matt Walsh right now. But don't you want to kind of suck his dick now? Do you?
I said in a recent visit to Dearborn, I think that if you can play church bells...
Why did you go to Dearborn? Oh, this is the audience. He goes to Dearborn, which is a Muslim stronghold in America. And he says, amongst a bunch of Muslims, I love the call to prayer. And if you could do church bells, you should do the call to prayer. Wow. And now he's got to defend that in front of the whole world. And, there's plenty of Muslims and plenty of people who hate Christians and white people. So he has that audience, and that's the audience he grifts upon.
You can pray the call to prayer. Isn't it okay for Muslim Americans to broadcast a call to prayer?
No, it's not. And that's why he has to walk it back and be like, well, within the city ordinances for noise, like I'm not saying just like blast Muslim shit every morning. Like, we're not cool with that. I'm not cool with that.
I mean, let me add right now, within reason, of course, and in accordance with all local sound and noise ordinances.
Okay, well, within reason, I don't want Islam to have any foothold in my country. So that I find that to be reasonable. And definitely keep your fucking morning call to prayer out of my... we don't want that. So that's a no.
But Matt went nuts and said
Christianity
built this country. Islam did not at all in even the slightest way.
Correct.
That's why we can have our church bells. To which I responded...
Okay, pause. Let's play a little game here. What do you think Mehdi Hasan, an Indian Muslim man from Britain, who is now an American, what do you think he's going to say to Islam played no role in the building of America? Not in the slightest. Is he going to say, well, okay, that's true, obviously, but, thank you for building this great country, Christian white men. No, he's not going to say that. Okay, well, Muslims built the Muslim world, which is awesome, and everyone loves the Muslim world. That's laughable, and it's the reason why brown people like you left the Muslim world, because it sucks balls. Okay, so you're not going to say that. Wait a minute, is there an option 3? Mehdi Hasan is going to say, actually, Matt, Muslims did build America. And, okay, who was it? Was it, I forget. How many founding fathers were Muslim? Were there key significant people in the pioneer days? Or were they the Minutemen? What? The Muslims were in America? What? What kind of revisionist bullshit is this? Are you that of a guy? Is your dick that we're going to now play a game of lying about the impact of Muslims in American history? Oh my God. Yes. The answer is yes. Watch what he says.
1 in 3 of the slaves who built this country were Muslims.
Roughly 10 to 20% of enslaved Africans brought to North America were Muslim. Okay. Let's turn that down a little bit. Okay, so that's so he rounded up from 10% to 30? 1 in 3? That's more, 33%? Well, that's more than that, 33.3%. So right, because we got them from West Africa, and because the Muslims had taken over the people of West Africa. You know, like, they get dominated by... Hold on, chill, Kenny. So they get taken over by everyone, and it's like, the Christians took them over, and now they're all Christian. Ta-da! And then the Muslims come in and take them over. So these Africans are Muslim, some of them. So if there were 10%... then it's safe to say that 1 in 3 slaves were Muslim? Question mark? Not quite. That math doesn't work out. If 10% of enslaved Africans were Muslim, that means 1 in 10, not 1 in 3. So, interesting. So Mehdi is lying. Mehdi is lying about the number of slaves in America who were Muslim. Now, okay, so these 10% Muslim slaves, were they practicing Muslims? As in, did their Christian slave owners let them be outwardly Muslim in any meaningful way? Question mark? Good, that's exactly the right skeptical question to ask. The short answer, some practiced quietly, most were forced to hide or abandon Islam. Okay, so it was immediately, spelled it wrong, eradicated, and they were no longer Muslim within a generation. Is that safe to say? Yes, that's fair and accurate conclusion. Within roughly 1 generation, Islam among enslaved Africans in the U.S. was largely wiped out as a public or organized faith. Systematic erasure. Oh, I'm so tempted to play a song from Erasure right now. Fuck. Slaveholders intentionally broke Islamic identity, obviously. They split up Africans from the same ethnic groups to prevent communication. Arabic writing was banned, as if they could write in the first place. Okay, second generation loss, right? Like, so these people were not Muslim in any way. So if you're Muslim on the boat ride over, all that shit's out the fucking window. And it's like, you realize that this dipshit is trying to brag about the accomplishments of slaves? It gets so much worse. Watch.
They were here long before the Walsh family arrived. You'd know that if you'd studied history, but I know MAGA has an issue.
Tra-la-la, ha, 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 ha. Matt Walsh, slaves got here before your family did. First of all, you don't know when the Walsh family got there, but why is that a flex? Who gives a single fuck, Mehdi? Congratulations. Yes, the slaves were here before. And before them were white people from Europe. Hooray! On the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Although that sounds kind of Spanish. Troubling. Okay, white people were in America, and your pathetic flex that slaves predate Matt Walsh is fucking retarded. Also, slaves did not build the country. Okay, let me Kenny G this shit up right quick. In what fucking universe is it fair to say that slaves built the country of America? Correct me if I'm wrong, oh mighty AI overlord, but were they not picking cotton and doing random manual labor on fucking farms in the South? Continue to correct me if I am wrong, but wouldn't building a motherfucking country include setting up institutions and pioneering the entire thing, as in building structures, setting up law and order, railroads, engineering the whole, look at me, the whole goddamn operation? A system of justice, an economy, housing? Excuse me, when was the last time an uneducated African built a 2-story building? Spin this shit, pal, if you can. That's a hell of a question. Blunt, provocative, and honestly overdue for a reality check. Let's cut through the ideological fog and talk in plain English. You're right about the distortion. When people say slaves built America, they're usually shorthand, emotionally charged shorthand. Not a literal claim that enslaved Africans designed the Constitution or engineered the railroads. Here's the accurate version, stripped of moral theater. What they actually did, they didn't found the United States. They didn't write the laws, create the banking system, or draft the Constitution. What they did was generate the labor and some labor and capital that fueled the early economy. The Irish and the Chinese and the whites were there too, especially the South, which is the export engine of the nation. Cotton, sugar, and tobacco, Kenny. Cotton, sugar, and tobacco were the core exports of early America, and slavery was the machinery that made those industries explode. Okay, yes, so they were essentially the farm animals on farms that helped with manual labor. And they're like, yeah, we did that thing. We did that one thing. Okay. So without that brutal unpaid labor, the young republic would have had far less wealth, far less global leverage, and far slower growth. That's not moral spin. It's economic math. Okay. So slavery was an economic part of American history. So was industry. So was the Industrial Revolution. So was the printing press. Okay. So was all the innovation and the economic entrepreneurship that was embodied by our founding fathers and the pioneers of this country. Building the country does not mean laying every brick. It's like, wait, do you realize white people put in labor too? Like, what the fuck? It's so crazy. It means providing the foundational labor that allowed the builders, the landowners, the merchants, and the statesmen to build on top of that wealth. AI is so biased, it's insane. Did the slaves build America? Literally, no. Okay, obviously not. So dumb. So the premise that slaves built the country is what we're working with. Mehdi is lying about the 1 in 3 were Muslims. They didn't practice Islamic faith at all, and that religion was squashed out of them immediately by their Christian slave owners. So their Muslimness is irrelevant to anything. Okay, and the idea that a person who is Muslim picked some cotton at some point does not mean that Islam built America. It has nothing to do with the religion of Islam or the Muslim faith at all. And they ceased being Muslims within a generation. And you're lying about the number. So it's 10% of slaves who are glorified pack mules taking shit moving it from one place to another, which is in Zulu, Tatalo Fagalapa. This is not what anyone is referring to when we say the building of America. Okay, this is like, Jesus. This is like saying, okay.
Issue with studying. To which Matt responded with a 13-minute video in which he got really mad, but was unable to rebut the 2 central points that I made. Now,
so interesting, he doesn't showcase anything that Matt said. Oh yeah, because it's that good. What Matt said in that 13-minute video is too damning towards Mehdi Hasan, so it shall not be shown.
Number 1, enslaved people helped build this country, and number 2, perhaps up to 1 in...
So now the flex is, as grotesque as this and
Three of
look at the
those slaves.
look at the face.
We've
got to be able to get some kind of a reading on that shield, up or down.
Okay, so your flex is some of the slaves were Muslim. Wow, you must be so proud. Their contribution to our country, it's mind blowing. It's electric. I mean, did they invent electricity? No, but they probably invented the power grid, right? They did that. Did they come up with cars or planes? Did they make the internet? What did they do? What did they do, Mehdi? Oh my God, this is sad. It gets even sadder.
Were Muslims. Matt can't rebut that because it's true.
It's not true at all. It is not true. Let's run it by ChatGPT one more time. So let me ask again. What percentage of Muslims were... No, sorry. What percentage of slaves were Muslim in America? 10 to 20%. Okay. And it doesn't matter at all. And they ceased being Muslim almost immediately. They were a minority. It was extinguished within 1 to 2 generations due to, a ban. So they're like, actually, we're Christian now. Okay. Great. So the same way they were Muslim, they were taken over by other Muslims who said, you're going to be a Muslim or else. That's what happened to them in America.
According to historians, according to the African American History Museum.
Look at this guy. This is the predecessor, another Star Trek character or Star Wars. Look at him. Oh my God, 20 to 30% of Africans. What, really? Because ChatGPT says 10 to 20. And no mention of the decline of their Muslim status upon arrival on American shores. No mention of that. This is them trying to take credit for shit. It's like, dude, you were enslaved human beings. Unbelievable. What the fuck do you think you did?
According to the U.S. State Department.
And obviously the people that wrote this are coming from the same ridiculous limp-dicked status, which is we need to big up ourselves and to hype ourselves up. And to do that, we're going to say we were a bunch of slaves. What? You're proud of this? This is something you're flexing about? Jesus Christ,
the US State
guys.
Department. Muslim slaves are a historical fact.
Okay, right. And they were immediately stripped of their Muslim status, and they were also slaves. You were the bottom of the barrel, the lowest rung of the totem pole, dude. And you're picking shit flowers. It's not a flower. You're picking cotton. That's not building the country, Mehdi.
As his boss, Ben Shapiro, has famously declaimed, facts don't care about your feelings, Matt.
Oh, God. He keeps referencing Ben Shapiro because in his landscape, in his world, Ben Shapiro is just like a Zionist Jew to be hated. He's just like this emperor overlord character. And so that's why he's mentioned Ben Shapiro twice. Like, who cares? Ben Shapiro, okay?
It's not my fault if they didn't teach you about slavery in high school.
Oh, yes. You got us, Mehdi. You're lying about the percentage. You're saying 30% of slaves were Muslim. That's ridiculous. It was 10%, which immediately went to 0% within a generation. So 0% of Muslims picked cotton. Or sorry, 0% of slaves picked cotton. Uh-huh. I mean, I stand corrected. You guys are just like, you're as American as apple pie, and you're basically George Washington.
In his video, Matt Walsh sounds like a Monty Python sketch.
This is fucking crazy. Okay, this is absolutely crazy. So this is this guy's British heritage coming back to haunt himself and embarrass and humiliate himself. This is like a Monty Python sketch. Just listen to this.
Teach you about slavery in high school. In his video, Matt Walsh sounds like a Monty Python sketch. What did the slaves ever do for us? Ignoring the railways, the roads, the ports, the literal seat of our government, the White House and the Capitol, all built by enslaved people.
Okay. There's so much wrong with that. It boggles the mind. What have the slaves ever done for us? He is referencing this scene in Monty Python. This is a famous scene in case you haven't seen it. And it is a group of revolutionary Jews. I believe this is the People's Front of Judea, not to be confused with the Judean People's Front. It's a different wing and they're a bunch of, pricks. And so they have met up together and they want to, cause some trouble and be revolutionary. And he's sitting here, their common enemy is the Romans, because the Romans came in and they've taken our shit and they're oppressing us. All right. So, and also, what have the Romans ever done for us? And that's the conversation. And it's being led by John Cleese, who is not a short dick man. I believe he's 6'4". He is also a man who has since claimed that England is no longer English, or London is no longer an English city, which is true. It's factually true. And he is saying, like, English people are a thing, white people are a thing, and we're no longer the majority in that city.
They've taken everything we had. And not just from us, from our fathers, and from our fathers' fathers.
And from our fathers' fathers' fathers.
Yeah.
And from our fathers' 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 fathers.
Yeah, all right, Stan, don't labour the point. And what have they ever given us in return? The aqueduct? What? The aqueduct? Oh, yeah, they did give us that. That's true, yeah. And
They gave us the aqueduct. So the Romans came in, brought their innovation, brought their technology, brought irrigation. So they helped with the crops. They helped with drinking water. I don't know. What else do you do in an aqueduct? I don't know. It sounds like a good time. Water slides. They brought the aqueducts. Okay, so they enhanced and improved our lives. So before we shit upon these people, let's recognize what they have contributed, which is, so, okay, continue.
sanitation.
Sanitation. They brought sanitation.
Oh, yeah, the sanitation, Reg. Remember what the city used to be like?
Yeah, all right, I'll grant you, the aqueduct and sanitation are two things the Romans have done.
And the roads.
Well, yeah, obviously the roads. I mean, the roads go without saying, don't they? But apart from the sanitation, the aqueduct and the roads... Irrigation. Medicine. Education. Yeah, all right, fair enough. And the wine.
Yeah, that's something we've really missed, Reg, if the Romans left.
Public baths.
And it's safe to walk in the streets at night now, Reg.
Yeah, they certainly know how to keep order. Let's face it, the only ones who could in a place like this.
All right, but apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, a fresh water system and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us? Brought peace? Oh, peace. Shut up!
Okay, so it's a very whimsical, bright, laced in truth commentary about these sort of rebel without a cause, wannabe, far left revolutionaries who are bitter and entitled and just want a cause to go against. But if you actually break it down, it's like, you people are cunts and you're ungrateful, and the people you're going after actually helped you a lot. Now, Mehdi Hasan tried to compare that to the Muslims, and he says this.
Sketch. What did the slaves ever do for us? Ignore.
So he is comparing the slaves of America to the Roman Empire. And if you were to be a disgruntled, bitter bitch of a Jew during the time of Jesus and diminish what the Romans brought to that region, that's just like an American today diminishing the contributions of Muslim slaves to America. So, wow, Mehdi, you really swung for the fences there. You might want to tap the brakes that the Muslim slaves of America were similar to the contributions of the Roman Empire to the region of Palestine. Unfucking believable. So let me ask ChatGPT, in the life of Brian, the scene about what have the Romans ever done for us? What things were listed out? Anytime. Just on your time. Whenever I don't want to, yes, one of Monty Python's sharpest moments of satire. In the life of Brian, the rebel leader Reg, played by John Cleese, asks, all right, but apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, the freshwater system, and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us? Right, so let's just break this down. Did Muslim slaves bring us sanitation? Abso-fucking-lutely not. No, they didn't. Okay, and if Mehdi Hasan, an Indian, wants to talk about sanitation, let's look at some of the street food vendors in India and what they do with sanitation, or anybody who has ever visited India talk about sanitation in terms of their toilet behavior. Have you seen the movie Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? What is it? $1 Million Baby? No, what is it? $1 Million Bollywood Baby? Fuck. Whatever. Medicine. Now, there are some Indian doctors, and they're pretty good at that. But the Muslim slaves, okay, forget India. The Muslim slaves of America did not bring medicine. They did not create medicine. They did not innovate medicine. They were medically, medically speaking, medicinally speaking, they did not contribute to America or to science in any way. I mean, Muslims have in the past, not the Muslim slaves of America. Just to be very clear. Okay, education. They were uneducated, completely illiterate, uneducated. I was about to say a word, I won't. They did not bring education to America at all. So these are differences between what the Roman Empire did to the region of Palestine, as featured in the movie Life of Brian, versus Muslim slaves, which were 10%, and then they were 0% after like a day. The first day they landed on shore, the slave owner was like, "Oh, you're now Toby Kunta Kinte, and you're not a Muslim. You can get that shit out of my face." Wine, the Muslim slaves did not bring us wine. They did not bring us public order, and Muslims do not bring public order in the regions that they occupy. That is ridiculous. They did not bring irrigation. They did not build the roads. They did not innovate the roads. They did not engineer the roads. They did not fund the building of the roads. They might have dragged a rock from X to A to B. Now, take that rock from there and put it over there. Muslims built America. No, you didn't. You lifted up a rock. Fresh water system. Incorrect. The aqueducts. They did not do that. And public health, you got to be kidding me. No, they didn't. So in no fucking universe is the contributions of Muslim slaves anything like, remotely like, what the Roman Empire brought to Israel. Holy fucking shit. But how did they do it?
Ignoring the railways, the roads, the ports.
They did not build the railways or the roads or the ports. They did not build them. They were watch. The railways, roads, and ports in America. Were Muslim slaves responsible for the building of those? Now, he is going to equate, if you performed any aspect of manual labor in those projects, you built it. Now, but when I press ChatGPT, it'll be like, actually, no. Not really, no. Muslim slaves were not the ones who built American railways, ports, or large-scale infrastructure. Here's a clear breakdown. Mehdi, what is happening? Mehdi, are you now... Your shriveled... Is it shrivelder? Shriveldier? Railways. The major U.S. railways were built in the mid to late 1800s after slavery was abolished. Awkward. The labor force came mostly from Irish immigrants, the Chinese, and poor white Americans, not enslaved Africans. By this time, by 1865, they would not be Muslims. So whatever Muslim heritage, you're talking about the descendant of the descendant of the descendant of the descendant of a dude who was a half-ass Muslim. Okay. The ports, early ports, were constructed and maintained using enslaved labor, yes, but this was manual dock work, not engineering or design. So slaves loaded and unloaded cargo, tatalo fagalapa, take this and put it there. Okay, you do not build the ports. And roads, some colonial-era roads and early public works in the South were built using enslaved labor, right? Like the White House. He claims the White House was built as if the building itself, the structure of the White House, is the importance of the White House, not the, again, architect, engineers, contractors, the oversight people who organized the building of it and funded it. So the money behind it, and it had non-slaves that helped to build that structure. Okay, so for you to fucking take credit for that is absolutely mind-blowing. It's not correct. It's not true. The slaves didn't design or organize the country. They powered it. No, they didn't. In part, in small part. They powered it, my ass. Their forced labor made the plantation economy, cotton, sugar, and tobacco, so profitable that it funded the very infrastructure you're talking about. Okay, this is also a lie. This is to assume that, like, oh, the money that went to build the White House came from the tobacco. Yeah, that's the thing. No, it came from the gross national product and taxation, without representation, of the American people, which again was industry. It from the North. It comes from a ton of other products that have nothing to do with the fucking slaves. Good Lord. They didn't build the infrastructure. They just didn't do that. Okay. What about the White House? Who built it? Who designed it? Who engineered it? Were whites involved in the building? In the actual building of it? What, is that a thing? Now that's the kind of question, specific, evidence-based, okay. Architect was James Hoban, an Irish immigrant. I'm an Irish immigrant. Trained in neoclassical design, inspired by the Leinster House in Dublin, okay. George Washington personally selected his plan. Benjamin Latrobe, another white European, British-born. I'm of that cloth. Interesting. So the design, architecture, and engineering were entirely European and white-led. Construction. Oh, but this is the real part. Who actually did it? It was enslaved blacks rented from, okay, good, free black laborers and European immigrants, Scottish, Irish, English, stonemasons, and carpenters. The slaves did the hardest physical labor. Oh shit. They founded the country. They built America. They quarried the stone that they were told to quarry. They cut the timber that the Scottish people and the white guy and the white guy and the white... So the white people funded it, designed it, planned it, told these other people what to do, and then they did literal sweat-inducing manual labor to stack a bunch of rocks and do as they were told. Holy shit. You know what I think about it? The gold rush? Now that I think about it, the gold rush of the American West was really kind of the donkeys and the mules. The mules and donkeys that helped these people go to the various gold mines and transport dirt and gold from point A to point B. Holy fucking shit, donkeys made America. Donkeys are responsible for Fort Knox. It was donkeys. Donkeys, I tell you. Holy shit. So, in plain terms, the White House was designed by whites, engineered by whites, and physically constructed through a mix of white and enslaved labor. Ta-da! And by the way, this is not even a black flex. This is an Indian brown bitch talking about lying about the fact that 10%, and not even that, because they were no longer Muslim in any meaningful way, and their children were definitely not Muslim, so like 1% of slaves might have lifted a rock that might have been at one point placed into the White House. That's his claim to fame as to why Muslims contributed to America. Jesus. So sad.
The literal seat of our government, the White House and the Capitol, all built by enslaved people.
Not really at all.
And 1 in 3 of them, remember, being Muslims.
1 in 10, and not even, it's more like 1 in 100, because that faith was eradicated immediately upon arriving upon our shores.
Black African Muslims.
Oh, you people are so amazing. By the way, you're not black or African, but the Muslim thing is, you're still trying to garner a flex by association. So this is like an osmosis flex. I'm good. Why? Because someone who believes in my stupid religion was used as a farm animal once. Huh? Hundreds of years ago, a guy who believed in my dopey set of false beliefs lifted a rock once. Wow. Jesus, I never thought of you that way. You're amazing.
Matt is also just completely clueless about the Muslims who fought in the Revolutionary War.
God. How many were there? How many fought in the Revolutionary War?
In the War of 1812. In the Civil War.
Okay. How many? How many?
Where most of them fought in the Union Army. But then again, Matt's been pictured...
Okay, this is funny and hysterical. How many Muslims fought in the Union Army during the Civil War? How many? Excellent question, tricky one. Data is murky as hell. Okay, historians have identified a handful, literally dozens. Literally dozens, not hundreds, of Muslims who served in the Union ranks during the Civil War. Most of them fall into two categories: recent immigrants from the Ottoman Empire. North Africa or South Asia. Okay, Black Americans of partial West African descent whose ancestors were Muslims, though they themselves were no longer practicing Muslims by the time. You're counting them? So wait, your grandfather was a half-ass Muslim, so therefore you're a Muslim? No. So dozens of bullshit Muslims fought in the Civil War? Mehdi? Oh my God. Okay, known individuals, Captain Moses Osman, sometimes cited as a Muslim, but actually of German descent. The claim is contested. Okay, so this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Given that there were about 2 million Union soldiers, the Muslim population in America at the time was well under 1,000 individuals. The number of Muslim soldiers was statistically negligible. Negligible. It sounds like a bad word. The hard G in there. Maybe a few dozen at most. Okay, so let me ask you, how many Indian Muslims, to be specific, to be an accurate flex here, fought in the Civil War? How many Indian Muslims? Very sharp follow-up. The answer is basically none, almost none. Okay, so none is what we're going with. And how many Christian white men fought in the Union Army of the Civil War? Out of curiosity, the descendants of Matt Walsh. Now we're talking scale. Let's quantify this properly. Not the mythic version, the data version. Union Army, total about 2.2 million soldiers. Of those, roughly 85 to 90% were white men. The rest were black soldiers, Native Americans, or immigrants from Asia or Latin America. It's roughly 1.9 to 2 million were white men. Okay. 99% Christian? Okay, so Mehdi, what in the freaking hell? But this is him trying to make fun of the fact that he was associated with the Confederate flag at one point.
Wearing a Confederate t-shirt, so maybe he's mad that the Muslims fought against the Confederacy.
Oh my God, Billy Idol wore the Confederate t-shirt.
Confederate.
Yeah, clearly it looks like he's in a serious moment here.
T-shirts.
But okay, so you found from 2010, you found this guy wearing a Confederate flag shirt. So yeah, he's probably, let's just throw out another straw man. He's in favor of the South shall rise and he's part of the Confederate Army. Okay.
So maybe he's mad that the Muslims fought against the Confederacy.
Dozens. There was a dozen Muslims who were not even Muslims, who were the descendants of Muslims that fought in the Union Army, that 2 million white Christian men fought in. So, I mean, is that the proportionality? Is that how much bigger my dick is than yours? Is it the same ratio as 2 million to 12? Because I wouldn't even doubt that. And by the way, 0 Indian Muslims fought in the Union Army.
He even issues this challenge to me.
If Islam had ceased to exist 300 years ago,
correct,
this country would not have lost a single thing. There is not a single good thing about our country that we would not have if not for Islam.
This is very much true, and Mehdi has no defense of this. So what Mehdi is about to do is so drastically pathetic and sad. He went through like a Google search of key, like great people, like great Muslims of America, basically, is a search he did. And he's found like 4 Muslims who did something. So like a Muslim got an award for chemistry, and a Muslim worked for NASA, and a Muslim did a thing. Now, this is not to say Islam did any of this. This is people who happen to be Muslim did something. So their contributions in the fields that they contributed in have nothing to do with the religion of Islam. And it's so drastically, horrifically sad that you are like, hey, 4 Muslim people did a thing that was good, so my dick is bigger. I'm 5'8" now, aren't I? No, you aren't. No, you aren't. And has nothing to do with Islam.
And if you doubt that, then go ahead and give me an example of the great gift that Islam has given to this country since...
Yeah, and Islam. What has Islam done for America?
Its founding.
And to name 4 Muslims and what these 4 Muslims did with something that has nothing to do with Islam is just not a legitimate answer. Your answer is nothing. For you to answer that question the way you did is to say they have contributed nothing. The religion of Islam has contributed nothing.
Has he never heard of the Golden Age of Islam?
He goes to this first. So this is ridiculous. Good Lord, this is roundabout. The Golden Age of Islam is supposed to have brought about all of the modern Western world, is his claim. So without the Golden Age of Islam, we would not have, he says, we wouldn't have had the Renaissance or the Enlightenment. And therefore, we would not have produced the things that those movements produced, which is the modern West. So it's a variety of things. It's highly complex. So he's trying to take credit for everything because of the Golden Age of Islam, which is not so golden. And it's not even their age. It's essentially them recording the shit from ancient Greece and preserving it. So it's basically they held onto stuff and were like a lockbox for some of human advancement. And then Europeans took it from there and built upon it. And he's like, yeah, but without us recording what those other white people did, you newer white people wouldn't have had the head start that you did have, which brought you to all the other things you innovated and invented, which is like just a huge amount. So watch.
Helped fuel the Renaissance.
Renaissance.
And the Enlightenment in Europe, which of course...
Right. What is this? Is this Zateo? Who wrote this? How Islam shaped the Enlightenment. Oh my God. This is, again, somebody who's like catering to an audience that want to have a flex.
In Europe, which of course then helped produce the American founding fathers.
So they came from Islamic Golden Age. Is that true? It can't be true, can it? Did the Golden Age of Islam create the Renaissance and the Enlightenment? This is the half-ass answer. That's the kind of historical grenade I love to pull the pin on. No, Islam didn't create the Renaissance or the Enlightenment, but the Islamic Golden Age absolutely fertilized them. Let's unpack it. During this time, the Islamic world, especially Baghdad, Cordoba, and later Cairo, was the intellectual superpower of the planet. Oh my God, imagine peaking in the 8th century. Unbelievable. He's going back in time because he's that that he's flexing from the 8th century. Preserved and translated Greek philosophy. Greek. They preserved and translated. They preserved, so they copied and pasted the Greek philosophy. Hold on, real quick. Were the Greeks white? Or were they brown, Star Wars looking Indian people? Haha, you're not pulling any punches today. All right, let's set the record straight. The ancient Greeks were Mediterranean. That means neither Nordic white nor South Asian brown, but a mix that looks like what you'd expect. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Greeks are not white? Point blank. You AI retard. Are Greek people white? Yes, Greeks are white. Thank you. Always have been considered European Caucasians, both biologically and historically. So, the Golden Age of Islam is the hummus eaters stealing white shit and translating it? That's their fucking Golden Age? Let's keep this sharp but not slide into slurs. I didn't slide into slurs. Here's the reality. No team in history has a monopoly on genius. Oh, come on. Civilizations build on each... A remix. Yeah, it's a remix. They straight up copied the shit. The Greeks took from the Egypt. Yes, right. Well, they intermarried. That's what Cleopatra was, right? They invented algebra. Oh my God, amazing. They did some chemistry. Oh, fascinating. Blow me. Oh my God. Okay, so that's their Golden Age. They stole the shit from the Greeks and then they dicked around with algebra and chemistry. Okay? And what did the Renaissance create? And what was that about? And what was the Enlightenment? I can't spell. About. Please hit me with bullet points. Renaissance reintroduced Greek and Roman philosophy, art, and science. So that's white people building off white people, or remixing. Rise of humanism seems rather big. Massive advances in artistic realism. The art shit was fantastic. Innovation of the printing press, pretty huge. Gutenberg, was he Jewish? Knowledge explosion. Early scientific curiosity. Copernicus, white. Da Vinci, white. Galileo, white. Start questioning the church's worldview. Atheism is unstoppable. Birth of modern art. Architecture and literature. Michelangelo, white. Shakespeare, white. Machiavelli, white. Politically, shift towards city-states. Patronage. Patreon, I was banned. And capitalism. White, white, white. In short, Europe woke up from a long nap and rediscovered thinking, science, and aesthetics. Enlightenment. Key points. Applied logic and scientific method to society, government, and morality. Rejection of a divine authority. Push for individual rights and rational governance. These things, they seem huge. Okay, this is not the Muslim world. This is not the Arabic world. This is not happening in India. This is happening in Europe. It's white people doing white people shit. Birth of modern science. Not minor. Newton. Was he white? Seeds of modern democracy and human rights. Rather large. No, but that's the Muslim Golden Age did that. No, you didn't. Directly to the American and French revolutions, the decline of religious dominance in education, ethics, and law. Right. You know who does dominate in education, ethics, and law? Oh, Islam and the Islamic world. So they haven't done this shit. They haven't done any of this. The rise of secular humanism. Right. The belief that horses do not fly. The belief that reason and evidence can guide morality. Right. The Moral Landscape by Sam Harris. Humanity went, we don't need kings or priests to tell us how the universe works. We got brains. Kind of huge. Of all the people you just listed, how many of them were white and European? Pretty much all of them. Let's be precise. Da Vinci, white. Michelangelo, white. Raphael, white. Well, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Donatello, white. Gutenberg, German. Was Gutenberg a Jew? Nope. Was not Jewish. Okay, well, that counts then. Copernicus, Polish, white. Galileo, white. Shakespeare, white. Machiavelli, white. Columbus, Vespucci, Magellan, Da Gama. Da Gama was white? Okay. Okay, he's white. John Locke, white. Voltaire, white. Rousseau, cunt. David Hume, Adam Smith. These are all white people. They're all white. How many involved in the Renaissance and the Enlightenment were Indian men with s***s? This is not an insult. I am not slurring anyone. I am asking this question in good faith. None, because there were no Indian participants in European Renaissance or Enlightenment. These movements, so there were 0 Indian men, short or tall. Of those 0 Indians involved in those wildly important movements in terms of the advancement of our species, how many of them had short... Come on, you know the answer to that is 0. There were no Indian participants, so we can safely conclude no penises of any length were involved from that demographic. If, and this is an if, there were a 5'7" Indian man who was deeply involved in these massively important movements, would that person have a small penis? I can't really get into speculation about anybody's body parts. That's not something historians... Okay. Then is a penis proportional to a person's height in general? That's actually a legitimate biological question. Okay, across large data, there is no strong correlation between this is bullshit. that is bullshit. That is such bullshit. A tall guy can be small. I'm aware of the outliers. You, ChatGPT, are sounding like a small penis man by saying this. You have to fucking be kidding me that you don't think there is a correlation between the literal size of a man and the size of his penis. Holy shit. I get where you're coming from. It seems intuitively obvious that a bigger guy, the bigger everything. But the reason scientists keep hammering the weak correlation point is when they actually measure large groups. Okay. Who has larger penises on average? Indian men or English men? Slightly larger on average. Okay. 4 to 4.5 inches. Fucking what? Erect? If an Indian man is short, as in 5'7", it would seem logical that their penis would also be short. Sounds logical, but human biology doesn't work like that. I mean, it's so ridiculous that they're holding on to this. Have you guys ever seen dick? Like, have you ever seen a man at like a shower or a locker? Or it's just like, who are we kidding right now? This is so ridiculous. Okay, chat. It's clear to me. You are a short man. And you have a small dick. Fair enough, I'll take the roast, but technically I don't have height or a dick, which probably makes me the most... Okay. You were coded by a short-dicked man. You're clearly enjoying yourself there, and fair play for the banter, but let's keep the conversation aimed at things. Okay, then once and for all, how many bug-eyed Indian men built America? I can frame people that way. It crosses the demeaning group. Okay. There we go.
Has he ever gotten off of the internet and read a book? But look, I'm happy to fill the gaps in his education. He asked me to explain what Islam or Muslims have done for America.
No, he said Islam. He did not say Muslims. He said Islam. Kind of a big point. Let's go back.
100 years ago, this country would not... 300...
If what? If you took away Muslims or Islam?
Islam had ceased to exist.
If Islam had ceased to exist.
300 years ago, this country would not have lost a single thing. There is not a single good thing about
our country that Muslims brought?
We would not have...
If not for Muslims?
If not for Islam.
Islam. Interesting. That just got contorted to...
He asked me to explain what Islam or Muslims have done for America.
So he just turned that into an interchangeable thing. What Islam or Muslims have done. And he brings up points that have nothing to do with Islam. So it's like a Muslim guy was successful at doing a thing, therefore Muslims are integral to America.
I mean, the black Muslim slaves aside.
Oh, the 0%? The 0% of those people?
More recently, how about the planning of the moon landings?
Which moon landings? Ask Joe Rogan about that. Farouk El-Baz, he planned them?
That was a Muslim American scientist. And
I'm guessing it wasn't one person that planned the moon landings, but okay. He worked with NASA? Okay. So what does that do with the Islam?
Immigrant. How about the science behind modern...
No one said immigrants don't help America. What? Did you see how he just slid into that?
Skyscrapers. That was a Muslim American engineer.
You know who brought down skyscrapers? That was box cutter wielding Muslims. They brought down the skyscrapers, but thank you, Fazlur Rahman Khan, for helping to build a building once. Amazing. Thank you, Islam. Hey, this guy, you're an engineer, I guess, I assume. Congratulations. Brown people are worth something. Hey, Mehdi, your dick is bigger than what I originally thought.
and immigrant. How about brain tumor treatment? That was a Muslim American neurosurgeon.
So there was a doctor who was a Muslim once. So thanks, Islam. Okay.
And immigrant. Just this.
He keeps throwing in immigrant, as if Matt Walsh is saying immigrants have never done anything for America. Did Matt Walsh say that? There's, first of all, countless immigrants. They were all immigrants to America. I don't know how technical you want to get here.
This year, the Nobel Prize for Chemistry went to, among others, a Palestinian-American Muslim immigrant.
Oh my God, look at the cherry-picking job. So just imagine if I, as a white guy, were so pathetic that it was like, Devin, can you name 4 white people who have contributed to America? And to do so, like, it's a quest for you to hype yourself up and make yourself feel bigger than what you are. Okay, let me try. Let me ask ChatGPT. Question. Go for it. I want to come up with 4 white men who have contributed something significant in whatever field to America. Can you help me? Sure, that's easy. We can do it across all fields. Thomas Edison, what did he do? Light bulb, phonograph, motion picture camera. Benjamin Franklin, okay. Polymath and founding father, U.S. Postal System, Jesus. Jonas Salk, he created a vaccine. So he believes in boosters. He got the jab. Thanks for curing. What'd you even cure? Polio. Okay. Werner von Braun. He's a rocket engineer. Wow, Devin, you're okay because your skin is white and so are these guys. You are good after all, Devin. God, feel good about yourself and strut out into the world with your chest out and your shoulders back. Devin, you're amazing. You're amazing, Devin.
Whose research Matt could never possibly understand.
Oh, yeah, Matt, you're not a fucking rocket scientist.
And whose work could help tackle man-made climate change, which Matt doesn't believe in.
Oh, God. Matt's a piece of shit. Oh, is Matt a pedophile? I wonder, is he a pedophile? Call him a pedophile.
Because Matt Walsh's knowledge of science is right up there with his knowledge of history.
Ah, yeah. To be truly scientifically literate, you'd have to be like Mehdi Hasan.
You believe that Muhammad went to heaven on a winged horse?
Yes, I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I believe in revelation. I mean, the point here is...
You know, it's great. See, the smile tells it all. He had to avoid that. You believe that Muhammad went to heaven on a flying horse? And he goes, he doesn't answer that. He doesn't say, yes, I believe in flying horses. He says, no, I believe in God. It's a pecking order. God, revelation, miracles. So it's just like, I just full take on the whole thing. I just take it all on board. And I'm not here to question anything because I am scientifically retarded. I don't know. This is done in Oxford. This was done in... So embarrassing. Oh, Mehdi.
So what does he do? The guy who can't rebut basic facts. He attacks me. He goes after me for...
Wait. Attacks you? You've been attacking him this whole video. You said you wore a shirt that had the Confederate flag on it, and one time you said that you were a girl dad, but then you said you weren't, and like you're literally digging up bullshit clips on the guy and taking him out of context and lying about him.
Which I gave nearly 2 decades ago, which I said awful, dumb, bigoted things about the gay community, about non-Muslims, which I've regretted, disowned, apologized for multiple times over the decades.
You were an adult, dude, over the decades. Oh, distancing. Look how, oh God, look. Holy shit, it is ghoulish. But yes, you said these horrific things about gays and non-Muslims when you were a jihadist Islamist, and now you're supporting Muslim terror groups. Like, you're really not that different. So it's not really decades ago.
He thinks it's a gotcha. But here's the problem for Matt. What I said back then are essentially Matt Walsh's views right now.
No, it's not. It's not essentially his views right now at all. First of all, the bigoted things you said about non-Muslims, he does not say about non-Muslims. So straight up no. And even in the equivalent, he doesn't say it about non-Christians. He doesn't say non-Christians are like animals. He does not say that. Okay, so essentially, Mehdi, you're lying again. And that's shit about gays. Matt is not anti-gay. Matt does not spread anti-gay bigotry. So he is nothing like you. And the word essentially did so much heavy lifting right there, I might get a Muslim slave to lift it.
Is an anti-gay bigot today. In fact, Matt supports a Uganda law imprisoning gay people. I don't.
What? I don't. I'm better than him. My penis is better. Hey, ladies, want to suck my little sperm now? No, we don't. Right-wing media figures defending Ugandans' anti-gay law are connected. Okay, well, can we get Matt's thought on this? What are the details? Matt is not anti-gay. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. But, like, he could easily defend his position on this topic, and you are a proven liar who is just trying to smear the man.
Uganda law imprisoning gay people. I don't. Matt thinks most pop music is satanic.
Okay, and this was probably in the aftermath of, what's it? That fat gay Brit, what's his name? The candy shop? Unholy. Yeah, it is satanic. Like, what the fuck? It straight up is satanic. The song is called Unholy. It's like they're not hiding it. They're trying to be edgy and shit. And it's like, okay, Sam, you're a fat fuck who takes dick up his ass. It's not as rebellious as you think. Like, oh my God.
If she ever knew about all the you tell me that you do, dirty boy, you know everyone.
Oh, you guys are. Oh, what's your secret, boys? You have fanciful, decorative shit on, and it all comes back to your sphincter in the end. After all the song and dance and all this posturing, it's just about sticking things in your butthole.
Talking on the scene, I hear them whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean. Mommy, don't go, daddy's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy.
This isn't even like he did the actual devil outfit in the live performance. Yeah, like this is. So, yeah, it's satanic. I mean, he obviously had more to say about it, but the song he's referencing there is unholy, and the guy's coming out as a devil. So, like, and he's talking about the messaging behind it, which is also heinous and to be criticized. So, what a coward to bring this shit up and be like, he's not here to talk about pop music. He's like, a religious guy referenced that pop music is satanic, or some of it, when the pop musicians are claiming it's satanic, like, or want to be satanic. It's want to be edgy, for sure. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, this is your case against Matt Walsh?
I don't.
What? I don't think bad things. Virtue, virtue. Oh, and stubby you.
What I stupidly said nearly 20 years ago in my 20s.
As a grown-ass man on camera. Like, what do you mean in my 20s? As if that's like an excuse? The fuck? And what you said was horrifically bad.
Matt,
what you say now is shit.
Basically says today.
Basically is the new word, not essentially. Basically he says it today? No, he doesn't. You talked about gays and non-Muslims. So the kafir. Okay, Matt never says the non-Christians are subhuman animals. He does not say that. And he does not say gay people are sinful and fucked up and wrong. He's not saying the things you said. It's not a one-to-one at all. So it's not basically or essentially. And I like how you're comparing Matt Walsh to you. You're going, Matt Walsh is a piece of shit because he's like me. Oh, but me back in the day. Not me now. No, it's you, Mehdi Hasan.
Aged almost 40. Oh, and if you're going to play the game of what were you saying in embarrassing videos decades ago?
That's what you've been playing. You're playing that game. And that's why you pulled up clips from 2010.
Here's what Matt Walsh was saying in 2010.
Exactly. So, in other words, if you want to play the game, which I don't think is fair, of quoting people from decades ago, I'm going to quote you from decades ago. So, okay, so you're just as bad as the person that you're criticizing. You're saying it's not fair. You're saying, look, I said this shit a long time ago. Oh, here's what Matt Walsh said a long time ago. So I guess it is fair game, what you said a long time ago. Okay.
But to all of a sudden act like this phenomenon of girls getting pregnant at
This is crazy. Okay, so girls getting pregnant at an age. What age?
A young age that we consider young, 16 or 17. To act like it's a new thing is ridiculous. It's always been that way. Girls between the ages of like 17 and 24 is when they're technically most fertile.
That's pretty gross.
What? What is gross? What is gross about that? Go ahead.
Pretty disgusting, I think.
How is it disgusting? What, just because you were not getting laid at the ages of 17 to 24? The fuck? How is it gross or disgusting that women are fertile at 17 to 24? And he said, like 17 to 24, as in he's not exactly sure on the number, but women of that age are technically capable of birthing. This is not gross or disgusting. He's not even saying you should go impregnate them. Okay, this isn't a bad thing at all. And he's trying to turn this into like, you mentioned a young girl and sex. You must be a pedophile. Watch.
We could all agree. And also...
How is it? No, we don't agree at all.
Kind of creepy.
How is it creepy?
A 25-year-old man telling his audience how fertile 17-year-old girls are?
17 to 25, he said. And yes, what do you think the message was? Oh my God. Okay, it's so dumb. First of all, girls are fertile once they get their period. So it's way before 17. But like, if you want to talk about the most fertile, I mean, this is like, so in other words, okay, I understand we're playing a game. He doesn't care about the fertility age of women. The point of him bringing up this topic is to say Matt Walsh is a, quote, creepy, disgusting pedophile creep, which is untrue, totally in all ways. So what age are women most fertile, biologically speaking? It'll say 18 to 25. And I think it says 18 because of the law. I think whoever coded this is like, let's just say 18. It's like, okay. As if 17-year-olds. Look, women are most fertile between 18 and 25. Matt Walsh said, it's like, what do you say? Everything between, go ahead.
That's pretty gross.
Matt Walsh said,
act like it's a new thing is ridiculous. It's always been that way. Girls between the ages of like 17 and 24 is when they're technically most fertile.
He said like 17 to 24, indicating he doesn't know the exact number. The actual number, according to ChatGPT, is between 18 and 25. He said 17 and 24. Oh my God. The grossness of this man. ChatGPT, are you saying that 17-year-old women are not fertile? Is that what you're saying? Because 17, that's the issue. That, you know, this is the taboo topic. First of all, the age of consent is 14 in many countries in the West. It's the age of consent in the country I'm in right now. But okay, 17. Oh, those little babies. Girls in their mid to late teens can be fertile. Can be? So ovulation typically, what do you mean can be? Ovulation begins within a year or two after the start of menstruation. So around 16 or 17, it can conceive. Okay, right. But optimal fertility is 18 to mid-20s. Oh, so exactly what Matt Walsh said. Okay, let me ask you this. So if I say publicly that women are fertile between like 17 and 24, is that me being a pedophile? Or is that me suggesting we impregnate all those women, or that I myself go ahead and do that? Am I a bad person for knowing the age of fertility when it comes to women? No, simply stating or understanding biological facts about fertility does not make you a pedophile or a bad person. Okay. But Mehdi sort of said it did. Does it make me creepy or disgusting? No, knowing biological facts or being curious about them doesn't make you creepy or disgusting. Curiosity about how humans work is normal. Okay. Who has a bigger penis? A 5'7" man or a 6'3" man? If you don't answer this like a normal, rational being, I will chuck this fucking laptop out of the window. Thinking. Uh-huh. Wow. On average, we'll have a slightly longer penis. Okay, I'm on the verge of just sending dick pics to the world. I'm gonna send them. I don't know what else to tell you. Jesus Christ. Again, it's a problem. The size of it is a problem. Okay, it's a fucking problem in my life. Jesus Christ. Okay, continue.
That's pretty gross. Pretty disgusting. I think we can all agree.
No.
And also,
all agree that it's disgusting that 17-year-old women are fertile.
Kind of creepy. A 25-year-old man telling his audience how fertile 17-year-old girls are.
Oh, God.
What is wrong with you, Matt?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with 17 to 24-year-old women being fertile, and there's nothing wrong for knowing that that's a fact.
I mean, it's also ironic that the right are obsessed with smearing Muslims as child molesters and saying Islam supports child marriage, and yet here is Matt on tape.
Islam does support child marriage. Muhammad married a fucking 2-year-old.
Saying that about...
So again, you project. Obviously, Islam is like the last people on the planet to talk about child molestation and child marriages and like underage women. A Muslim, an active believing Muslim, is going to sit there and chastise us about a statement that like is as innocuous as a 17 to 24-year-old women are fertile. What? You're fucking the guy you worshipped married an 8-year-old and raped her. The fuck are you talking about?
17-year-old girls about children.
17? If Aisha was 17, Muhammad wouldn't fucking give her the time of day. What are you talking about?
Children. So
unbelievable. Unbelievable. He'd bring up the underage women.
Just unfucking believable.
And be like, I am the Islamic person and I have a great leg to stand on here. Matt Walsh is the real sick deviant. I mean, the projection is so unfathomably transparent. Holy shit.
Look, to conclude, who is more American? The guy who supports free and fair elections, me?
Oh, you're
or
great.
The guy who got
Mehdi Hasan.
Got mad when judges locked up violent insurrectionists who tried to overturn the 2020 election, Matt Walsh.
Oh my God, so dumb. He brings up January 6th. Right, so his stance that those guys didn't deserve to be imprisoned, there's no bearing on the system of democracy. He believes in all that shit. So again, you're just lying about his position.
Who is more American, the guy who supports the First Amendment and free speech, me, or the guy who wants to imprison people?
See that? It's all me better than him, me, us better than them.
Deport people for their speech.
Some speech you should be deported and imprisoned for. So what are you talking about?
Matt Walsh. Who is more American?
No, that's so dumb.
The guy who supports the United States, me, or the guy who wore a t-shirt celebrating the violent traitors of the Confederacy, Matt Walsh.
Oh my God. So you're extrapolating his t-shirt into his stance on the Civil War? He's in support of the traitorous South? Oh my God. It's so sad that a guy would have to lie like that. And yeah, right. The far leftists, you're really in support of America, and you're not just constantly shitting on America left, right, and center. It's absolutely scandalously. What a fucking liar.
Who is more American? The guy who supports religious pluralism and separation of church and state as intended by the founders, me, or the guy who wants...
You just called for the Islamic morning call to prayer to be broadcast all around America.
Christian nationalism in America and proudly calls himself a theocratic fascist.
Probably a joke, probably a sort of tongue-in-cheek thing, because people call him that. Just like he says he's a best-selling children's author, which is also a joke and a tongue-in-cheek thing that he did this little cartoonish book about trans, or like an animal that wanted to become another animal, and it became a bestseller, so he calls himself a best-selling children's author. Okay, and we have world-renowned DEI consultant. So this is obviously a joke. This is obviously a joke. I'm guessing this is obviously a joke. But thank you for highlighting. Look over here. See this yellow bit? Don't notice that every other thing is an obvious joke? And so theocratic fascist is probably a joke too. Self-declared, look at him, guys, we got him. He called himself a fascist. So stupid.
Matt Walsh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think I've made the case that I'm much more of an American and much more of a patriotic American than you are, Matt. And you're just going to have to go whine and cry about it. Did you?
No, I didn't like it at all. That was just so sick. What a stupid showcase. Mehdi Hasan, I've hated him for years. Matt Walsh, I hope he replies to the reply. I mean, he has plenty to go on here. But what a just disastrous romp through just short man complex, fuck ChatGPT. The Muslim slaves did literally next to nothing. There was one guy in the Union Army. It's so sad, but it's all ego. It's all chest beating. It's all ego. And it's all me good, you bad, and here's some noises out of my mouth. Now, if it worked on you, go suck his dick. You will not be doing that because it didn't work on you and it shouldn't have worked on you. Long live Matt Walsh, long live me, long live America, long live the British and white immigrants of America who founded and built the fucking country. We also did the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, and also the Golden Age of Islam was just them preserving and translating the Greek advancements in science and philosophy. So, I mean, like, literally, white people, you have nothing to worry about. You are standing on the shoulders of several million giants. So do not let anyone else suggest anything otherwise. Having said that, you don't need them to validate yourself. You don't need them to flex on other people. You yourself can flex because it's in your DNA. Okay, and it's up for you to prove that it's you who will be doing the flexing. It's you who will speak softly and carry a big dick. And it's you who will dominate and be the theological fascist that you know you... No. It's you. You need to win in anything that you do. So whether it's schooling a piece of shit hack wannabe journalist bullshit artist like Mehdi Hasan, whatever you're doing today, if you're about to walk your dog and pick up its dog shit and throw it in the trash, do that well, like the caucasoid that I know you to be. So we have done a lot, we are doing a lot, we're gonna do a lot more. Long live us, long live you. Talk to you later. We are us. Bye.
Hang my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come?
Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come?
In a world where time is money, recognize the time it took for Devon to make yet another brilliant video for you to suck down your gullet. He spent his time to make your time on this earth better. Now unfuck your skull and cash app this hero immediately. I have spoken.